In this video, guys, it's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a hard one, but I'm gonna be sharing what has cost me over 7 figures in my social media marketing agency. The reason why so many fail in making a living, a career out of social media marketing, let me tell you right now, guys, is because they make the mistakes, they don't go to learn from someone else's mistakes, but most importantly, they make the mistakes and don't learn from those mistakes themselves. So they keep getting in this vicious cycle of making a mistake, not learning, same mistake, and then honestly, it becomes a hamster wheel that you're constantly on, like a treadmill, running through, burning clients, burning revenue. Your whole shit is burning completely down, right? So let's break it down step by step, some of the biggest mistakes in my journey so that you guys don't have to make them. Honestly, I feel like all of those combined have definitely equated to me losing over 7 figures of potential revenues in my business. Mistake number 1, which I want to help you avoid, that I made was, honestly, I didn't hire quick enough. So I wanted to keep all of that money. Think about it on a poker table. I'm literally trying to pull all the chips into my own bank account, and I'm looking to keep every single penny I make from my clients, from my business, all to myself. I had attachment issues with money, so I didn't want to share that with a staff member. I didn't want to half my revenue or half my profits to go and hire somebody to come into the company and line their pockets off me. I had all these young, immature ideas and no idea how to build a business at that time. Some could argue I still don't anyway, but that was one of the huge mistakes, not hiring people quick enough and building my team. And really and truly, why don't we do that? Well, number 1, we don't know how. Number 2, we've never done it before. And number 3, if you hire somebody, chances are you're going to have to manage them. And again, when you're young, when you're just starting out in the business, that accountability and having to turn up every day to make sure somebody else has enough to do is also one of the things that I didn't like the idea of. I didn't like the idea of being tied down. It made, for me, that it felt like more of a job at the time. Whereas right now, we've scaled the agency to some crazy heights. At the very peak of it, the most staff members I've ever had is 24 team members in-house. So that was wild. We're not there anymore because loads of stuff has happened. And what I realized is, look, back then it wasn't hiring enough people quick enough. And probably in the last 12 to 24 months, it's been hiring people too quick. So it's actually hiring people way too fast and not qualifying what they bring to the table, not qualifying if they're right for our culture, and not qualifying if they're going to be a long-term fit for my business. So it's funny how there's 2 sides to that coin. Not hiring quick and early enough was one of my big mistakes in the beginning, and in the last 12 to 24 months, hiring way too fast. Literally 10 new clients onboarded, new media buyer needed, bang. Can you speak English? Can you type? Great, you're a media buyer now. Unfortunately, not the most sustainable strategy. So that's mistake number 1, not hiring quick enough. Now, mistake number 2 is all about money. It's all about the dollar bills or the pound coins that you're generating in your business, but more importantly, how you actually spend that money. Now, in the beginning, one of the biggest mistakes was I was spending revenue and not profit. So even though I was a limited company, I was looking at everything that I made from a client, had no P&L, no accounting idea what's going on a month-to-month basis, no management accounts. All of these things, by the way, Google them if you haven't heard of them. Really important to run a successful business. Seeing a monthly profit and loss changed my life, really took me to the next level. However, back then, I saw, okay, I've got a 2K retainer, I've got a 3K retainer, I've got 7K coming in, and I would see that finance in my limited company as my money as Aaron Branch. I didn't separate my own finances from the company sales and finances. Now, running my company, even at that very small size, was still overheads. I had a small little office, I had my laptop, I had internet, I had subscriptions, I had Zapier, softwares, you name it. I had all these small little costs, which meant that if I made 3K and I spent 3K, I wasn't taking into account the business costs. And that's what I mean about spending revenue and not profit, as well as I was taking profit out of the business. And it was only when I took my accounts to an accountant, I realized, wow, I'm actually in a deficit because I've got to pay taxes on these earnings, right? And dividend tax, income tax, all of these things, if you're not spending profit and you're spending revenue, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So keep on top of your finances. Mistake number 3, guys, really, really big mistake. And I'll tell you what, I'm still guilty of this mistake to this day. And that is not speaking to people enough and asking for help often enough. Again, it's so hard running a business, starting a company. In my journey, there's been so many opportunities where instead of reaching out to people, instead of networking, instead of being vulnerable and opening up to social media about the challenges I was facing at the time, even turning to friends and family for support, mental support, financial support at times, I wouldn't do that, and I'd keep it all to myself. And even if it was a skill that I needed or something like that, I'd try and figure it all out on myself rather than going to people and asking them for help. Now, as you're listening to me on this video, you're probably thinking of a few things that you could probably solve in your own lives from asking somebody who's done it before. Maybe you're on this video because you want to figure out how to do things better, etc., and that's why you're on YouTube right now. So that is something that has really held me back. That has cost me how many hundreds of thousands of pounds and dollars because I didn't have the skill I wanted quick enough. I didn't have the support I needed mentally quick enough. Like, there's so many momentum killers that can be solved through getting help from people, no matter what your challenge and what you're going through in your lives. So definitely take that into account with your own journey. Ask for help. Find people who can help you with whatever issues you've got. I can guarantee you someone else has probably gone through it. Asking for that help can really help you accelerate getting to the solution and getting the results you want much quicker in your business. So those are kind of the whole overview of my own journey and what I've learned. That's like 3 major keys that I wanted to give you guys on this video. But there's also been more recently things that I've learned this year which have really been great, huge wisdom builders in my own life and my own business. So I want to share those with you guys as well. Number 1 is, you definitely need to know this. Since the beginning of my career, the cost of advertising online and acquiring a new customer has gone up. The cost of acquisition has gone up. That means it's more competitive. It's more people online advertising. There's more access to advertising as well. So the cost of actually acquiring a customer, whether it's for your own business or for your clients' businesses, has 100% gone up. That's something you need to take into account when you're forecasting your plans, how many sales you need to make, how much profit you're anticipating, all of these things. You've got to work off worst case scenarios and definitely take into account that the cost of ads is up and it's going to continue rising. What does that mean? Why am I sharing that? That means that if you have a profitable product, if you have a profitable offer to get clients, if you're generating leads at a profitable cost and a cost per sale for you is profitable, go all in right now. Spend as much as you can logically in your business because the cost is only rising. So you've heard the saying, guys, make hay while the sun shines. Make some hay right now while the sun is shining. Trust me, it is the time right now to go all in on your ads before that cost one day will become so competitive that only the biggest players in each market will be able to afford to do it profitably or unprofitably, which is why it would only be left to those guys. Off the back of that, guys, something you also need to know is that new platforms are ready to generate massive results. What platforms am I talking about? Well, mainly it's TikTok ads. TikTok Ads Manager, we've just started touching on it. It is a powerful, powerful machine. And I'll give all the credit for TikTok Ads Manager being so good to Mark Zuckerberg because they've literally built the model for TikTok ads almost identically to the Facebook Ads Manager, and that's where you build your Instagram and Facebook ads. What does that mean for us? When we know advertising, if you know advertising on Facebook and Instagram, you can now transfer those skills over to TikTok, the demographics, but even the optimizations they're offering, they are advancing their platform at such a rate where they're now offering in beta stage ROAS-based optimization. So we're not worried about website conversion optimization. We're looking at where do you get the most ROAS? And we're going to show your ads to people who generally get the biggest sales conversion values through the platform. That is huge, man. That is huge. New platforms are ready to blow. Taking me to my next point on what I've learned this year, guys, the time to re-engage in your education is right now. This is the time where you need to start looking at the marketplace. And me especially, I need to look at the marketplace with completely fresh eyes, right? As the market evolves, as things change, you have to evolve. And one of the ways that you can do that, one of the ways we're doing that, is we're advancing our offers, okay? We're changing up our offers. We're bringing to the marketplace now, okay, how can we do this better? How can we actually tailor a product which solves a problem in a much more efficient way, in a much more effective way? How can we lower the cost of getting a result so that we can onboard a client cheaper and then add more value through more services after the fact? So definitely look at your offers, look at the marketplace, re-engage your learning, and start thinking about how can you add more value through what you do, through being a great marketer, through being a great business person, but how can you do it in a different way? And that is by creating space to innovate. Okay, so that is everything that has definitely cost me over 7 figures in my career that I can literally put into 3 bullet points and tell you guys most recently what's been happening in terms of our developments and how we really want to take control of 2022 and absolutely smash our goals this year and the coming years as well. If you haven't already, guys, go and get yourself a free copy of the First 365. This is my first ever book that I've authored, and it's all about how to sign 4-figure clients over the phone from anywhere in the world. Personal branding, advertising, outreach, everything you need to know about our process and the blueprint is in this book. And the best bit, guys, it's free. Check it out in the description below. And apart from that, I hope you found value. Drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, check out some of the other videos that we've got on the channel for you guys to learn, again, from my mistakes. Peace out.